What's up, guys? How's it going? My name is Nick. I'm the branch manager over here at Streamline Mortgage. I've been a loan officer since 2015, and in today's video we're going to talk about how to become a loan officer in 2021. Okay, I'm going to go over what the job entails, how to get licensed, and how to get started once you get licensed. So number one, what the job entails. Now, our job in a nutshell is we're looking for people who are interested in either purchasing a new home or refinancing their current property. Once we have an interested buyer, we're going to have them fill out a mortgage application, otherwise known as a 1003. And this is pretty much going to detail their entire current financial situation for the past 2 years. So it's going to tell us where they've lived for the past 2 years, how much they pay in rent, where they work, and how much they've been being paid. So we're going to analyze all this information, and we're going to find out exactly how much this guy qualifies for his new monthly mortgage payment. So once we have the complete 1003 and all of the initial docs to support the application, now we're ready to disclose the file and get this thing in front of an underwriter. So once we submit the loan to the underwriter, it should only take them about 2 to 3 days to get back to us with a disposition, either approving the file, suspending the file, or declining the file. Now, most of the time, they're going to conditionally approve the file, and all that means is that they just need additional documentation to support the application in order to get it fully approved. So you're going to work with the underwriter over a 2 to 3 week period of time to get all of the conditions met, and then the underwriter will clear the file to close. Once the file is clear to close, it's as simple as getting docs over to escrow and scheduling a signing. Okay, now number two, how to actually get licensed to become a loan officer. First step is you're going to want to go to the NMLS.com, the nationwide licensing system.org, and click login in the upper right hand corner. Now here it's going to ask you to log in. Just click request an account for an individual. Type in this little authorization. And now it's going to prompt you to enter all your personal information. Once you complete this information, it's going to create an account for you and generate what's called an NMLS ID. That's going to be your new license number. Now you need that number in order to sign up online for your online education. Now, in order to get licensed, they're going to require at the very minimum 20 hours online education for your national SAFE exam. And then each state has their own requirements. So some states don't require any additional education, and some states will require, let's say, 10 hours of education. So you're going to want to click the state that you want to get started in. For me, it would be Nevada. And as you can see, it requires 20 hours for your NMLS pre-licensing education, and then 10 hours for your state-specific pre-licensing education. The package for the state and the national hours is $339. So if you check the affiliate link down below, you'll be able to save 40% off of your education. Now, once you go on here, it's an online course, so you can move at your own pace. It's only 20 hours, so realistically, if you're looking to get this done as soon as possible, you could knock that out in a week. Now, once you finish your pre-licensing education, you're going to need to go back into the NMLS, log into your account, and book and pay for the test. Now, once you book your test, you're going to need to do some serious studying because this test is no joke. So I would take the 20 hours very serious, pay attention, and it's going to give you a good base knowledge of what the mortgage industry is about. Another program I would definitely recommend checking out is called CompuCram. Now they have a bunch of practice tests that will prepare you for the actual test. In my personal experience, some of the questions that were on the CompuCram practice test were verbatim the exact same questions that I ran into on the actual test. So once you're finished with your education, I definitely recommend heading over to CompuCram and enrolling in their practice test program. Okay, so once you pass your test, you submit your fingerprints and you submit your credit report. The last and final step is to find a company that's willing to sponsor your license. Okay, so just a couple things to look for as a new loan officer looking for a mortgage company is number one, you want to find an employer that's willing to train you. Okay, now once you find an employer that's willing to train you, the first thing I would do is learn how to take a complete application. Now, once you learn how to take a complete application, I would learn all of the documents that you need to support that application and get that file to an underwriter. It's going to be very important that you have a mentor or somebody to go to ask questions throughout the process, because no two loans are the same, and you're definitely going to run into problems that need some experience to solve. Okay, so now once you know how to take a complete application and you know all the initial docs that are required to get that thing to an underwriter, now it's time to generate business. Now, as a new loan officer, this can be the toughest and most challenging part of our job, is finding people who actually trust you enough to take care of what could be their biggest purchase in their entire life. That's why I recommend for your first couple deals to work with family members or close friends, people who know you're getting into a new field and are going to be patient with you throughout the process. Another big tip for new loan officers, I would work with a company that provides leads. In this business, contacts equal contract. You're going to want to talk to as many people as possible each and every day to see if you can generate any interest in anybody doing business with you. This is where sales is going to come in. Okay, there's two sides to a loan officer. There's the actual origination and structuring the file and getting them approved for whatever amount they're looking for. And then two is actually generating the interest and generating business. Okay, because what good is knowing how to close a loan if you have no loans to close? So personally, I think a lot of LOs, especially new LOs, get too caught up in the guidelines and the back-end systems of actually closing a loan, where yes, that's important, and I do think that you should read the guidelines and should understand what's going to disqualify a borrower, what's going to qualify a borrower, but I wouldn't get too caught up in the 1,000 different programs that you probably have available. I would focus in on 2 or 3 different loan types and really prospect people looking for that loan type. So a guideline that you read may not make sense to you until it actually applies into a real life scenario. So that's why a lot of your experience is going to be on the job training. You're going to submit files to an underwriter and work with them. Now, once you submit 5 files and you work through 5 files with an underwriter, you're going to have a much better understanding of what the underwriter is looking for on each file. Now, whether you're working with agents to generate business, relying on family and friends to send you referrals, or you're buying leads, the name of the game is to talk to as many people as possible each and every day to see who's interested in actually getting a mortgage. Okay, lastly, another big thing as a new loan officer is it's important to work with a company that's going to provide you leads. And that's going to give you a lot of opportunity to actually close loans. Because a lot of the experience that you're going to get as a loan officer is going to come from actually closing loans and working through 4 or 5 files with an underwriter to get a better understanding of what they're looking for. So just to recap on the steps to get licensed as a loan officer is number 1, you're going to want to register with the NMLS. Number 2 is you're going to want to take your pre-license in education. Number 3 is you're going to want to book and pass your test. Then you're going to want to do your fingerprints and your background check. And then you need to find an employer who's actually going to sponsor your license. So if you're looking to become an LO, I hope this video helped you out. And if you're looking for more mortgage related content, feel free to subscribe to my channel.